but they never listen to my points. They just hear me say up or down, and then they react straight away, and they don't get the context of it. What? You're filming? I'm Simon from What Culture, and welcome to another episode of Ups and Downs, where we give the good stuff on Raw an up, and we give the bad stuff on Raw a down. Now, the key with ups and downs is to give an up to the right things, and not to give a down to the wrong things. Because if you do that, whew, sheesh. But we are another week closer to WrestleMania, so let's go through Raw and see how everything is shaping up. So let's up those downs. I love the opening to Raw. Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens played their roles perfectly. Jericho felt like a reborn hero, and Owens felt like a proper badass heel who didn't give a crap. The back and forth between the two had a proper legit feel at times, and everything made sense. Kevin Owens was using Chris Jericho to protect his Universal title, and Jericho was just kind of enjoying the whole thing, so he went along with it. Like a sad child with no friends. Now the two are going to face off at WrestleMania for the US title, and while it's a slight shame it's not for the bigger belt, I'm alright with it, because this program is fantastic. Would it be better if it was in the main event? Maybe, but who cares? We can still enjoy it, it's still a thing, and let's be honest, there was a time where this definitely wouldn't have been a thing. So right now, I got a smile on my face, it's an up. What made me sad though, was that it led to a match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. These two could literally fight every night and I'd never get bored of it. Their chemistry is just that good. But why, once again, are we getting a throwaway match on Raw after being told a few months ago that this was never, ever, ever gonna happen again? You're diminishing any potential for a proper feud down the line, because if we ever get there, everyone's gonna sit around and go, I don't care about this. I saw them in all those throwaway matches on Raw. Just stop doing it. There's loads of people you can feed to Kevin Owens. It didn't have to be Sami Zayn. Owens did look awesome throughout it though. Like a character that's back from the grave. He was angry, he was aggressive, and he kicked Sami Zayn's ass. 2 pop-up power bombs. It's over. Booked right, there's every chance he could come out of all of this a bit stronger. And please note, before you go crazy, I used the word could. So I'm just assuming it may not go that way, but right now, I thought that was a pretty good job. All of it gets a down though, for all the reasons I just laid out. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, don't need to see it again, draw a line under it, move forward. Huge up for the hint that this Triple H faction that I chatted about a few weeks ago may actually be coming to life. Samoa Joe appeared from nowhere to help Kevin Owens, and now there's a bit of a budding relationship there, and if there's a budding relationship there, they can start the group, Triple H can get involved, and everyone is going to be well pleased. I realise a lot of people don't like Brock Lesnar versus Bill Goldberg, but I do. I'm sorry. We can have the debate about part-timers coming back until the cows come home, and we can have another argument after that about whether all of this should be for the Universal Championship. But taking a step back and just enjoying it for what it is, it's fun. Bill Goldberg is one big bad angry dude. Brock Lesnar is one big bad angry dude. There's a story here, a rivalry, and after Raw last night, Lesnar has finally got one over Bill, so now we can start to believe they'll have a more balanced match at WrestleMania 33. It does have a big name feel to it, and I'd much rather these things existed than they didn't, because if they didn't exist, we wouldn't have seen the likes of Sting, and we probably wouldn't be seeing the likes of Kurt Angle returning. It's all about nostalgia. I like the big people coming back from the past. I'm happy to have it around. So, unsurprisingly, I'm giving it an up. And I know you don't like that, I know you're sad, and I know you're mad, but what are you gonna do? They're my feelings. I'm not changing my feelings for you, man. Don't try and change me. I really don't understand the tag team division at the moment though. Last night, Big Cass and Enzo had a rematch against Gallows and Anderson, but it ended in a big schmoz when Sheamus and Cesaro interfered. It's all slowly leading to determine who the #1 contenders are going to be at WrestleMania, but I tell you now, I bet they're all involved in a multi-person match, but the problem is that the tag titles mean nothing at the moment. I mean more than the tag titles currently, and I don't mean shit. All these segments feel a bit like filler at the moment, and as we've said before, if it's filler, it's a down. So this is a down. I mean, I don't know how you fix it. I don't have any suggestions, so I shouldn't really criticise, but I do because, with all that said, WWE has done exactly that with the Cruiserweight title. Everything on Raw featuring Neville, Swan and Aries was fantastic, and I think it could have been my highlight of the night. The match for the championship between Neville and Swan was top stuff, mostly because they were given time, and then the showdown between Neville and Austin Aries was just Fabu. The division needs stars, and these two men have that aura about them. If this all leads to them squaring off at WrestleMania, I'm alright with that, and it would be one of my most anticipated matches on the card. Still not sure it's enough to make me actually want to tune into 205 Live, but this is 1,000 times better than it was a few weeks ago. So it gets an up. Although, the same cannot be said for the New Day. I still get somewhat of a kick out of them, and every now and then they do drop an amazing line, but what is the point of them? Are they just shop people now? Are they running their own shop so they can hawk out cereal and ice cream, and occasionally they pop up and just beat a team like the Shining Stars? They're still selling a ton of merchandise, so what do I know? You don't kill a cash cow. And yes, that is the second reference to cows in this episode of Ups and Downs. I just don't know where they'll be in a month, let alone a year, but it certainly feels like now is the time to pull the trigger and give them something new. I don't know, but it's a down. The women's division remains a bit iffy, but the story being told is pretty solid, and therefore getting an up. It's been a messy way to get there, but all the pieces now seem in place to turn Sasha Banks heel, which is a much needed change for Sasha Banks. And she had her match on Raw with Bayley, which means now she will be in a triple threat match with the champion and Charlotte at WrestleMania 33. On top of that, you've got Bayley, who as the superface feels conflicted about not only the way she won the championship, but how she keeps retaining it, and she's putting all the blame on Sasha Banks. That's a pretty good foundation to allow everyone to change places, and therefore it deserves a positive nod. Samoa Joe continued his awesome Raw debut run by beating Chris Jericho after he choked him out outside the ring. He may have won by count out, and then he may have also got a code breaker for his troubles, but Joe continues to come across like an unstoppable monster, and as we've seen in the past, the best way to get Samoa Joe over is to book him as an unstoppable monster. I'm not sure where Joe fits in as we get closer to Mania. For me, it's got to be a match with Balor, but it doesn't really matter as long as he continues on this path of destruction. He's looking super dominant, it's exactly what he needs, he could easily be a main event level heel. Easy up. We're now getting packages about Emmalina transforming into Emma. Pete's sake, what a waste of life. Down. The Triple H and Seth Rollins stuff was fine, and the knee injury is actually serving the story, but it's not getting up, and it's not getting a down, it's just getting a middle. The game cut a solid promo, Seth does feel like a lovable babyface, even though more work does need to go into that. Cool, fine, no problem, short and sweet. The end of Raw, however, was exciting to me, and that's mostly because The Undertaker turned up. Whether he's past his prime or not is up to you, but he does have a special feel to him, and as soon as he walked out there, my brain goes, stop, this is important. What I'm not so sure about is the conflict with Roman Reigns. I like the idea of it because it's one of those clashes where I'm not sure who wins, and they're always the best pro wrestling feuds. When I'm pretty sure I'm aware of the result, Bill Goldberg versus Kevin Owens, wink wink, something is lost. I want to be challenged in that sense, which is what I was getting at yesterday on Fastlane Ups and Downs. When it came to Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman, I wasn't 100% sure which way it would go, and therefore it's a bit more intriguing. Of course, if Roman wins, everyone is going to go nuts, unless it's the catalyst for a heel turn. But at this point, that feels absolutely redundant to even say out loud, because it's probably just not ever going to happen. And if The Undertaker wins, well, that's all well and good, but what's the point of that long term? Who does that serve? Where do we go after that? It feels a bit like a lose-lose, but it is an interesting matchup, even if you don't like it. And trust me, it will be a hell of a lot better than The Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez. Now, you don't remember that, because you're still a child and I'm an old man. But trust me, it'll be better than that. So overall, it gets an up, but the real challenge is what happens between now and WrestleMania. The fallout from all of this, though, is that Braun has suffered massively. He stormed out to the ring and said he was going to kick Roman's ass, but then he didn't do that because The Undertaker popped up from nowhere instead, and Strowman just walked away. So at the end of the night, he'd cowered it away from The Undertaker, and he hadn't kicked Roman Reigns' ass. What the hell? And he lost at Fastlane, so right now he feels a bit like a deflated monster, whereas a few weeks ago, he felt like the most special guy on Raw. I'm not sure what the point of all of that was. I'm a bit confused and sad. Again, it's not the end of the world, and all that can change in an evening. It's just odd and a down. Ah, wait, that's why Braun was in this position, because he can be the guy that cost Roman Reigns the match at WrestleMania 33. Therefore, Undertaker can win, but Roman can save face. So Braun's a pawn in all of this. Awesome. Braun Strowman, massive dude, is being used as a pawn. And that was Raw. Pretty decent on one hand, pretty nothing on the other. I got such a dig out of Neville being so good though. I enjoyed it. But I always enjoy it. I know you go, oh Simon, how could you always enjoy it? Because I'm a massive asshole. And somehow massive assholes always get in the way. Now don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you thought about Raw, and then like, share and subscribe, and then go on whatculture.com and read the ups and downs articles, and come follow me on Twitter at SimonMiller316, #SaveRusev. I'm Simon from What Culture. Thanks for watching Ups and Downs, and I just want to give a shout out to my man King Ross, because he does WTF moments, he's really funny, and I get a kick out of him, so I thought I'd use this moment at the end of the video to go, word up King Ross, you're my hero. That's it.